Welcome to my first official video for my new YouTube channel, Base 2110. It's an extension of my blog on blogger.com, A View from the Side Eye, which the address for that is Base 2110-ezel.blogspot.com. But let's get right into what this first video is about. The other day I was online, I saw a couple of headlines, one from thehill.com and I think the other one was from yahoo.com. And they basically both read the same thing, which is the Democratic Party has an issue going into the 2020 presidential election because as of right now, the top three performers in the polls are all white men: Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, and Beto O'Rourke. Now, of course, I think it's kind of silly to even be talking about polls at this point, considering that we're still in 2018. Only two people have even declared that they're running for president: Richard Ojeda of West Virginia and former Obama administration official Julian Castro. Most people who are running for president aren't even going to declare probably until the spring or the summer of 2019, and the primary season really doesn't even kick into gear until the fall of 2019. But this is how it is in politics. People want to talk about it, and especially with 2020 coming up, because of everything swirling around the current occupant of the White House. It is a topic of discussion. Now, something else I also saw was a tweet from a lady named Amy Siskin, who is a feminist, has a pretty big presence on Twitter. She's pretty well known. If you were a political junkie or follow politics, was a big Hillary Clinton supporter in 2008 and again in 2016. She's known for some controversies. One of the controversies is that after Barack Obama won the nomination in 2008, she chose not to support him, but to support John McCain and Sarah Palin, is seemingly because Sarah Palin is a woman, and of course, despite the fact that she's a progressive, she still went against the more progressive ticket of Obama and Biden in favor of McCain and Palin. But that aside, she put out a tweet the other day that where she essentially says she will not be voting for anyone in 2020 on the Democratic side if they are white or male. And well-known YouTube political commentator and analyst David Pakman responded by saying, "Isn't that the very essence of sexism and racism?" She responded by blocking him and then trying to get him fired from his adjunct professor position at Boston College. But between Amy Siskin and these headlines from The Hill and Yahoo, and I've seen a few others, it has been kind of a common theme that started to play throughout the Democratic Party, from really all wings of the party, from the third way Democrats to the neoliberal corporatist wing of the party to the liberal wing of the party to even some progressives. And that is this idea that the nominee cannot be a white male and has to be a person of color, and preferably a woman or a woman of color. Now, I think this is generally just stupid, because it really doesn't matter who the nominee is, as long as it is someone who is reflective of the base and standing up for progressive and liberal values and policies and ideals. I don't really see where this even matters. This is the very essence of identity politics, and it's literally feeding into the stereotype that people, many on the right and some on the left for that matter, say about the Democratic Party, especially the establishment wing of the party, is that they are obsessed with identity politics. And the thing is, as I said, it's just silly, right? Because the idea that you're going to basically throw your support behind someone not based on if their values align with yours, if the policies they're promoting and purveying correspond with the policies that you want to see implemented, you're going to base your vote or your support behind whether they are a person of color, or a particular race, or a particular gender. It's really silly. And one of the underlying currents of this is that there is this belief that if it's not a person of color, people of color will not support them. Or if it's not a woman, women will not support them. And of course, this is true in small swaths of the electorate on the left. But that's just silly, right? But it's also insulting because the majority of people are a lot more nuanced and a lot more intelligent than that, and take the nomination process and who they ultimately are going to vote for president a lot more serious than that. I mean, it is just nonsensical to say I'm not going to support a white man if he's a nominee because he's a white man. Who gives a shit if it's a white man? For instance, if it's Bernie Sanders, my support is gonna be behind Bernie Sanders. I'm just gonna say up front that if Bernie enters the race, he's gonna have my support initially. Now I'm gonna listen to everybody because I like Elizabeth Warren. I've been a little bothered about things I've heard about Beto O'Rourke lately, but I'm going to listen to him as I'll listen to Richard Ojeda, as I'll listen to anyone that runs for president. I'm probably not going to listen to anything Michael Bloomberg says, but it has nothing to do with him being a white man. It has to do with him being a corporatist tool. But that aside, it's really kind of insulting because you're basically saying, hey, if you're black or you're Hispanic, you're not going to vote for anybody if they're not white, or if you're not going to vote for anybody if they're white and a male, right? Well, no, that's silly. You know, black people, we're not a monolith. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, most of us are informed, but that vote are informed voters, and we're way more nuanced than that. And this is just a purveying and a promotion of identity politics that displays why, in general, identity politics are divisive and is a losing political strategy. So, again, it's a little silly to even really be getting disinvolved into into the nominee at this point, since we don't know who's going to be in the field, and at this point, it could be up as many as 30 plus people that are going to run for the Democratic nomination. So that's just my 2 cents on this. I plan on putting out a lot more videos. So if you like this video, please go ahead and hit that like button. And while you're there, you might as well go ahead and tap that subscribe button. And if you like, follow me on my social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all under the same moniker of RobBase2110. So until next time, remember, ignorance is a choice, so be informed, be aware, knowledge is essential, and see ya.